Previously on Head On.
Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to Previously on Head On with your flavory spicy atarodo. Okay, yeah, you did not hear just Head On, you actually heard Previously on Head On. And that's because this episode we're going to be dissecting some episodes of Head On. We're going to be talking about some things some comedians have said on the show.
Exactly, and keeping your heads up, expect what we're going to be talking about. These are going to be key points, facts, assumptions, or presumptions going from most of those guests who came up on the previous show. Sorry, forgive my attitude. Is that a good manner or a bad manner? But if I was talking to a girl, I would apologize and say, sorry, forgive my attitude. I hope you get to love me after I introduce myself. I am your favorite boy, Ezekiel Aiso, for Lord's Entertainment. Honey,
Why did
where
you
was
do
you?
it for lots entertainment? Well, he is our head presenter. He is the one, the only Ezekiel Aiso. Glad to have you here.
Why is this thing not rotating towards 100? Get this. Yeah, I got it back. All right.
Okay, now you're
much,
good.
honey. Yeah, I'm good.
You're happy the way you're seeing me.
Yeah, I should keep my eyes fixed on you always.
Well, yes, your eyes fixed on me, but your head should be on what we're talking about, what we're going to talk about here.
I can be multifaceted.
Oh, that's good.
Multitasking.
That's great.
I think I'm one male who can be multitasking in the whole of the universe.
Just you.
Yeah. The research have it that men are not multitasking. But trust me, I can be multitasking. Look at Honey and talk about this subject of discussion purely, without any fear or favor. And I'll have Honey giving me some round of applause before we even finish the show. She had already begun. Keep the class.
No, I'm going to save the rest for later. Okay, so previously on Heads On today, we're going to be taking the first three episodes of Heads On, and we're going to be talking about my conversation with Yongi. That was like the very first.
Yeah.
Then my conversation with Yasking, and then Chi's conversation with MC Boozy.
Boozy.
Yeah. So, do you want us to go serially, or we should just go?
No, we could pick them. We could pick them at random. These are great comedians, great personalities too, because you realize that for all of them does have something to present, not just the jokes.
Yeah.
You see that they carry a certain kind of aura, and this person command respect when they walk around in the streets, in the industry, or among industrial setting or organizational setting. These people carry certain aura. So that's a big step up for me, and I think that whatever point they made that day, we will bring them back up.
Yeah.
It's like you know what it'd be like when you see you bring somebody back from the dead.
That's resurrecting. We're resurrecting some of the points.
What if these points are dead points and then we decide to resurrect them back?
Well, let's get right into it then.
So, ladies and gentlemen, keep your fingers crossed, keep your arms wide open, sit
And your
back,
eyes on
relax,
us.
get a popcorn if you got to get a popcorn. It's gonna be Easy and Honey right here, and we'll be talking about this squarely.
I don't know why I'm feeling all well. He's looking all hip hop, so why won't I feel all gangster?
Yeah.
All right, so let's. I think I want to start with MC Boozy.
Yeah.
He said something during his conversation with Chi, something about lack of sponsorship in the industry and how some of them up there, like some of the comedians up there, fail to really interact with them upcoming comedians and carry them along.
The entertainment industry is very frustrating. Although that's an entertainment, I agree.
Yeah.
But it's very frustrating, honestly.
Okay.
Based on the finance and support. That one is the most important. Support, not just finance.
Yeah.
Like support, hyping, those who having someone that believes in you is very difficult to get that in just.
Okay.
And when you not get that, there are few. Let me just say there are very few. And when you finally find them or get them, you have to keep them close because they can sleep anytime.
What do you have to say about this? What do you think about this? I want to call it disunity because it doesn't seem like they are united.
Yeah. Okay, Buzzy made a point there.
Yeah.
And it's a valid point from his perspective. But I'm going to come from a different angle right now. I'm going to give it a perspective and a holistic perspective. Look at it this way. You're looking for a sponsor. Ask all the comedians who are tough shots today. None of them get any sponsor. None of them. So these are people who work their ways up the ladder themselves. So if you want to get sponsorship, if it got to come from me, for example, take me for instance, I would not sponsor a thing I have no confidence about. First of all, you have to prove a point. You have to make me believe in you. You have to create content after content after content.
Okay.
It is easier now. Let's go back to the days of the forefathers of comedy in Nigeria, Ali Baba and the likes of them, Julius Algorithm.
Yeah.
You know, comedy wasn't digital. It was everything manual and local. And you have to work your way up. It was at the point where nobody believed in that career that anybody could make life a living out of it. You get so it was even harder then. So who do you want to convince? How can somebody believe that you'll make a career out of making people laugh or from making people laugh? That sounds stupid, all right? Like 15 years ago, but it's not the same thing now. So right now we have things that enable you to create these contents. Digitally, there's social medias all around, from TikTok to right now even YouTube does short clips because they're scared TikTok is taking the business off them hand, and Instagram is there, Twitter is there. So there are lots of platforms you could do this, but you see, we get very comfortable with our present situation. We overestimate our present situation and believe that the state we're in right now, we need a miracle from God or somebody to come sponsor us. But that's not the deal. So there are sponsors actually. Do not wait for them. You will have to call these sponsors out. And the only way you can call these sponsors out is by showing them what you got to do.
Okay. Well, not like I'm going to defend MC Boozy here, but I actually follow him and I see a couple of clips that he puts out there.
Yeah.
Do you think it's just about shooting clips, putting it out there, or making videos of him performing on the stage and putting it on his social media? But I think where he's coming from is like, okay, he has probably met a couple of people with his clips and like, okay, try and believe in me and sponsor me, like have faith in me, and it's not really forthcoming.
It's a corporate world, my dear. It's a business world. Faith is useless here.
Okay.
In the corporate world, they don't deal with faith, they deal with evidence.
He has the evidence in his clips.
Do you understand? Now, how do you treat evidence? Lord's Entertainment, for instance, have got content over content over content. None of this content has blown beyond imagination. If you check the other stages of some of the top notch, they've had contents after content after content. You don't even know which one would blow.
Yeah, sure.
Then all of a sudden you could do one idiot and stupid stuff and it will blow out of proportion. It will sell you out. It will make people start looking for you. So the point here is consistency. For the fact that you have 10, 15 contents and nothing has blown out of it, doesn't mean you fold your hands, start looking for. Listen, the internet is a broader spec. It covers a whole lot. So just keep using it. You don't know when the luck will shine. If you're looking for a physical sponsor, somebody you see and you want them to believe in you, it will take you more and more work. So, and you keep getting disappointed. You get disappointed, you get frustrated, you will want to quit. Because how do you even feel on a normal when you get rejected? And which is the first reason why most people don't want to take the first step towards success. The fear of rejection.
Yeah.
You get so I think that's the situation here. Just keep doing it. It don't matter. Just, so I'll say to Buzzy, in as much as he's producing content, he's doing what he can. There is no stopping. Once you put your foot in it, don't put one foot. You know, test the water. Test the water. No, don't do that thing. Don't test the water with one foot. Throw all of yourself in it. Put all feet in it. Do you get? So it's either you get drowned or you learn a lesson. So either way, you're coming out strong. All right. So he should just forget about not carrying along top comedians, not bringing them along. It don't make no sense. So leave them. Even them, a point comes when they will call you. But before that time, keep grooming yourself. You see, we get very complacent the moment we perceive the fragrance of success. It deceives all of us. And then we get very comfortable. For example, I'll take Buzzy, for instance. Let's take the time where he started, where he wasn't known, to a point where his followership increased to 1,000, if he has up to that. At that point, let's assume that Osama called him. Hey, I hear say you do something. You see, at that point, if he's not careful, he begins to feel complacent. He gets the sense that I don't reach here. Yeah, Osama called me. He asked on my well-being. He asked if I could participate in his show. So all of those things, they are nothing but realities that clamor our own dream. They come and then they paint our dreams, and then we tend not to see where we ought to go, and then we get relaxed and pull backward. But that's not the point. The point here is consistency. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it.
So he should just be consistent. MC Boozy, just be consistent. Okay, so you said something about pushing out work there, and then probably one very stupid thing that you put out there, maybe the one thing to blow you. And then it got me thinking about MC Youngie, because he actually blew with this Why Shall I Shy skit he made. And then I don't want to say it's what blew him out there, but it sort of is, because recently a couple of celebrities even jumped on it.
Man, baby, looking fly, I swear down.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, fine girl. Hey, what's up, man? No, just give me my usual.
What about you? I'll have the usual too.
Get us our usuals. Thank you. So, said you're in school, what level?
300 level.
Okay. What course are you studying?
English.
English. How many electives are you doing in 300 level?
Electives. No, me, I'm not interested in politics.
Okay. What's that your name again?
It's Cassandra.
It's Cassandra. What's that, Cassandra? Are you shy?
Why shall I shy? Am I not a people?
Yes, you are a people, and we are a person.
Even if I shall shy for you.
What's that your name again?
It's Cassandra.
It's Cassandra. What's that, Cassandra? Are you shy?
Why shall I shy? Am I not a people?
Yes, you are a people, and we are a person.
Even if I shall shy for you.
What's that your name again?
It's Cassandra.
It's Cassandra. What's that, Cassandra? Are you shy?
Why shall I shy? Am I not a people?
Yes, you are a people, and we are a person.
Even if I shall shy for you.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, he was putting out skits, he was putting in work, and then just one silly, in quotes, video put him out there, and then he's getting recognition from celebrity. But he also did sort of admit that the industry, the entertainment industry, isn't quite where it's supposed to be. Yeah? So, and then I spoke to him about rumors that I haven't quite cleared out yet about factions in the industry, and he was being tricky. He did not want to answer, although he sort of admitted to knowing some things. So what do you think about the factions and the fact that the industry isn't quite where it should be?
We've been working on this industry thing for quite some time now here in Jos. Most people don't know me. I'm sure nobody knows me here in the Plateau. But Lords Entertainment has come to a point. Lords Entertainment have been working on this industry from the P-Man stuff, when the P-Man was strong here in the Plateau, to when it started having problems, and especially with the circular and with the gospel genre, or let's leave it that way. Yeah, so you see, for every time there's going to be an authoritative body, there will exist politics.
Sure thing.
There will exist factions. Ideologies develop. And then certain people, you get for and against such ideologies. Humans are complicated spec. God took a lot of time to design us. So for every time you want to see the obvious and you want to embrace the obvious, it shuts you out. There's a fact and there's truth that entertainment industry exists in the Plateau, and it is one of the strongest.
Oh, wow.
Believe me.
You're like
So.
one of the few people who actually admits that an entertainment industry is on the Plateau, because a lot of them are, first of all, I asked, okay, what do you think about the entertainment industry in the Plateau? And then they go,
The point is, how did you even become an entertainer if there's no industry here in the Plateau?
The field, it's an individual thingy. The field, they run the race individually. They don't think there is a collective body.
They always, I remember one time we had an argument about managers managing artists, entertainers. And then all of the ideas coming. I remember Pedro had done this in most of his shows. What is that? Something Drive, something Launch for, I can't remember. But there's this show Pedro does have. And they talked about, they dissected this. They broke it down to the smallest and smallest molecule.
Okay.
They talked about how entertainers should be managed and how those entertainers got it all out of point.
Okay.
Their perspective of management is so completely wrong. They just believe that the moment they do 1-2 recording and then they come to you and say, hey, I got this recording, would you manage me? So okay, nice. You want to employ a manager, but you know the task and the role of a manager. You don't even know. You just feel like the manager is the person. You get to pay that manager. The manager only works on your schedule, pushes you to your limit, tells you what to do. You can fire him when you like, but you think you want a manager, somebody who brings money to come and dump for you. Is that a manager? That's not a manager. A manager you hire, you pay the manager. So you take care of his welfare, he takes care of your career. A sponsorship is different. So now, how would you sit down and become an entertainer in the same terrain where you argue that entertainment industry does not exist? If it doesn't exist, you wouldn't even have a room to become an entertainer in the first place. And secondly, we have producers all over, littered all over Plateau. And they do have a platform. Now, that's another form. And if we have a building as an evidence of a builder, a painter as a paint as evidence of a painter, then therefore, when you have an entertainment, it's an evidence of an industry. Simple, it does exist. But the angle from which we come towards it is wrong. Do you understand? It's wholly wrong.
So there's an entertainment industry on
Perfectly, strong. Let me bring this point again quickly. Have you noticed that for every time as an entertainer you step out of the play too, you are overhyped?
Sure. Actually.
Good. I've gone to Abuja to, when I was job searching, I went to Abuja, and the list of us who were waiting to be interviewed, the moment I stepped in and then they asked, hey, where are you from? I was like, from Jos. They're like, oh, please step aside. We'll deal with you on a special scale.
Okay.
I felt honored. That's a job. That's not even in the entertainment. There's an idea going on the entire Nigeria. If any Platonian don't know this, put this in your head, that there's an idea going on right now in the entire of Nigeria. The moment you mention where you're from, if it is Plateau, if it is Jos, you are perceived differently, not negatively. You are perceived as an embodiment of ideologies. They believe that you are one person who could do everything. Do you understand? You could do that. Pamper your pride, baby. I'm about to do the same thing. Right, so that's to tell you that they recognize that there is an industry right here in the Plateau. Check it. There's somebody I was managing one time, an artist, who was privileged to go to participate in, I think in the second episode of Nigerian Idol or something.
Okay.
And then there was a famous Jos artist who has grown international as a judge there. When he looked at him, and he knows, this guy, we come from the same place, he was considered differently. When I go to Bauchi, when we go to school, and then I step in the club, everybody knows something. Along my classmates, we do masters, you get? Along my classmates. Once we step in the club, that's a social gathering, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Once we step in the club, there's always an announcement, as if we bought caskets. They call us Play 2 riders. Play 2 riders are in the building. Do you know what it feels like to buy a casket in a club and then it's announced like that? They do the casket announcement because we step in the club. Check the rep now. You're everywhere now. One at the door. One at the door. Check. Look at it on Facebook. You see comparisons. Have you noticed that it's in Plateau that recognition is given in appearance? How you dress, how you step out. We might be hungry, but we will never disappoint you with how we appear.
Drip is eternal.
The drip is eternal.
Drip is always eternal.
Say that again.
Drip
Please,
is
next
eternal.
point. Next point.
Okay. All right, no, but still talking on the faction, I think, okay, we need to watch a short clip from Yongi's interview. So the viewers would get an idea of how he sort of ran away from answering the question. But we know Yongi, I think I personally thought he was doing that because he was
Yongi
loyal to a certain fact.
Yongi is a very intelligent guy. Do you understand?
He is. He is.
He uses his tongue, count his states,
Actually,
swallow his own words, advise himself with his own words internally before he spits
he
them
says
out.
it out. Yes.
Yeah, so watching that clip, I think I saw it over and over, and I was tripping for the guy's swag. He's got he has a personality with him,
Yes, he does.
and I kind of like it.
He does.
It's proud. No, Youngie, that's not what I mean.
Well, but he's proud.
He's
You
proud.
should be proud
It's
of
a
being
good
proud.
thing you get, and I like that pride. I like that pride. It's a good one. I hope that I get to see him one time, and then we'll get to discuss over a cup of coffee, or over lunch, or over some kind of drink. But Youngie is way too smart. When you see a smart person giving jokes, you would know that this person have little time in the lower chain
Yes,
of that
yes,
industry. He has
actually.
less time. That's about the only time he has in the bottom of the chain of that industry. He's going
Yeah.
to get blown out
Blown
of that.
up.
So
Absolutely.
hearing him talk about the people who beam the light on his kind of comedy, I knew that, oh God, this guy chose the most difficult
Part.
part,
Follow.
the most difficult part to follow. And do you know, please, to all our comedians out there, let me say this thing to you. All our comedians out there, I want you to take this with all pride, that one of the most intelligent people in the world right now are people who can make another person laugh. Comedians are listed as one of the most intelligent people in the world.
I feel bad already.
That you're not a comedian.
Yes.
You just wasted your whole career studying something. What did you
I
even
don't,
study
I,
in
don't,
school?
I don't know what history is doing for me.
I think we should bring this thing back into our schools. Sense of humor.
Actually, that is, God, a lot of people lack that now.
Yes.
And then we really need it because life is already so difficult.
And it's so difficult. And then we grasp it with both hands, and then we think what is not. You know, the problem no there, but we go think them. Even before the problem comes, we think it, we magnify, overthinking, and then it comes to be. But like I was saying, Youngie chose a difficult path. Looking at the likes of Trevor and a few of those comedians internationally on Comedy Central, when you look at them, these are people who can make you laugh out of nothing. They don't need to make
With a
rehearsals.
straight face.
With a straight face. They don't need to make rehearsals.
Actually.
There are 1,001 things they could pick from around you and on you and even within you to make you laugh and crack you up. And which is something we need more. Nigerians we're already good at it. I think in Nigeria, several of us are comedians. From our politicians to NEPA, recently Plateau State to UNESCO. I've been here for like 5 days now and I've not seen Nesco like that.
Oh, we're sorry. Well, I don't know.
Nesco,
I shouldn't be the one to
I'm not trying to drag you guys.
apologize. But yeah, really, Youngie is doing amazingly well because growing up, the kind of comedy we were used to was a comedian goes on stage and he picks someone and yaps the person and makes fun of the person, and that's getting old. So we actually need this new vibe. We need more of this type of comedy, especially when we have a lot of people who understand it now.
It's why I don't go to comedy shows, actually. I don't want to come to comedy show and see you mechanize how you want to perform. You're trying to make me laugh, all right? Don't mechanize it. If you mechanize it, I know you're putting too much work into it. So I'm just going to make a laugh right there, or I get to chuckle or giggle. Which one is right for the meal? I don't know, whichever.
I think it's chuckle.
Chuckle, yeah? So I get to do that, and then I forget it. But if you can do comedy like how Trevor does it, you learn in it.
Yes.
I get educated most time I listen to Trevor.
Yes,
I'm like,
yes.
oh, I didn't know
Absolutely.
this happens. When he was talking about the apartheid, all I read was just tip of an iceberg.
Yeah.
But he made elaborate expansion on that. And when he
And
was
the
talking
thing he
about
does with the voices, like he could do the typical South African native voice. He could
the
do
guy is dynamic.
He is.
Yeah, so you see all those mechanisms when you have to turn your voice to one. You notice that Nigerian comedians perform their jokes with a shout.
Yes.
Or they got to dress awkwardly, but those days are past, just like you said, in order to sell. You don't have to come out clean. That's what this guy said. Yax King said something. He said something about the beautiful
side of comedy. That is the name of his show.
That's the name of his show.
That was the name of the show he put up. Yeah.
But that thing is actually deeper than
It's
whatever he meant,
yeah.
because when he was trying to make more light of that, he said dressing, how you appear.
And the type of comedy you put out. Yeah.
but the beautiful part of comedy far outweighs what he projects it to be.
Okay, so what do you think the beautiful side of comedy is all about?
You see that people are making positive life out of comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy have taken people who had already lost hope, who have become despaired in life. Only one thing takes them off or change their course of narrative: comedy or music. You see that now parents don't get to argue when a child says to them, "Oh, daddy, I want to be a comedian." They don't argue no more. You see that comedy takes you to the highest level any career can take you. Of course, with less stress. What do I mean by less stress, F?
No hassle of going to the studio.
One, and you don't have to answer to a boss or
Recording.
anything.
Yes, you could
You
do
control
it
your
on-
time in real time.
As
Yeah,
simple
so-
as that.
So the beautiful side of comedy is the fact that I don't have to look haggard or dirty or sound very funny to make you laugh. The beautiful part of comedy is the fact that I can sit with presidents. I can sit on a table with most valued and esteemed people. Imagine now shows are happening with the elites of any part of a country, and then comedians, entertainers are brought on stage. It should ring a bell. It means that that thing alone is a professional career. Man, drop some respect to that.
Okay, so you're talking about Yasking, although he tried to evade a couple of questions as well because he was preparing for his show. And he did admit, he actually admitted, he was like, I just want to do my show. I think we're going to play that clip for you. I just want to do my show. I don't want to get into any trouble. He said something like that. And I'm like, okay, you actually do admit that there are people you could get into trouble with. It was still talking about the faction. And he sort of like admitted without admitting, but with saying that he did not want to get into trouble. There are actually people he could say something about, but that would land him into trouble.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we'll do. I think this is going to be an exciting clip for us to both see.
Yes.
And before we come back to asking, take a look at the clip.
Okay.
So I've heard that there is a certain kind of marginalization.
Okay, I've not heard Seth.
I don't.
I've not heard though, seriously. So I'll laugh hold on here.
Do you think there are preferential treatments from the top comedians on the plateau? Do you think they have their own special people and then they don't give ears or they don't hit to other comedians apart from their own people?
I don't know about that.
Yes, King.
I don't know about that.
Are you trying to be political?
I'm just trying to finish my show. Let my show just go well. Don't leave me in peace, please. I don't know.
Okay, so you are sort of acknowledging the fact that you could get in trouble with certain people.
That's not it. Where do you get your ideas from? I just want to do my show. I want to talk about my show. Why are you calling?
Okay, that's us coming back. You heard for yourself. Honey, what do you think?
I don't know. I just want to finish my show. Yes.
You say, where are you getting these your ideas from? I think you should be suffering from chronic headache.
Simple question.
How simple could that be?
Just a simple. What do you think?
He said,
Do you
I
think
don't know. Let me
just want
just
to
finish
be
my
in
show.
peace. I don't know.
But the fact that he made mention of that is actually, by deduction, you'll be able to tell what's happening.
Of course.
Right, so you see this thing about preferential treatment happening in that industry. Yeah? What do you expect? Shouldn't it happen?
Well, I for one think that Yongi is one person who gets preferential treatment from someone. Yes, because he's quite loyal to a certain person,
So you think
and so I think it's
you
true.
think he's gaining that preferential treatment based on loyalty, not on merit?
Well, I think the merit got him there, but you get okay. Where I'm trying to come from is, you've gotten to a certain level. It's just like politics in Nigeria to begin with.
Yeah.
The fact that you've actually done something for your constituency, and then you've gotten to a level where you're recognized, does not mean if there is something going wrong, you shouldn't point it out because you're loyal.
Well. I think. Sorry, I got to come in here. I think Yongi said, I'll take him by his word. He supports what is right.
Yes.
That's what he said.
Yes.
And now coming back to think, he is one person who gets preferential treatment. I don't know much about that, but I want to believe that merit got him there.
Yes, it did.
Credibility got him there.
It did.
So you see one thing with self-pity, and when you start picking stuffs that are not, it truncates you. It slows you down. It devalidates you. For anybody to be given professional treatment, I understand nepotism. That plays a lot. You get? Yeah, he's my boy. But this is a show. If you're not good, nobody will put you in the forefront of them show. They are taking. Have you seen where somebody want me to help and do something, but he markets it to you as though, hey, you know, I want to do you a favor. Eh? I am the one risking my life, bringing you in here.
Yeah.
So it's nearly the like of it. All right, so they want to be very careful. That's why I said it don't matter what you feel. You feel like there's professional treatment, then work on yourself.
Okay.
Do you get? So only one thing, evidence is the only thing that disproves doubts. Do you understand? So find a way, gain confidence, and produce evidence. It is your evidence that will validate you. And then people don't even know most of the stories. People don't know the stories most of the time. And then what they just see you on the limelight, they're like, this one, they just see how it just blew. They don't favor him. But man, it's not the same way. Lord's Entertainment now was able to take up the biggest shows on the plateau, to cover the biggest shows on the plateau. But honey, let me shock you that over a decade ago, this wasn't possible. I could tell you the truth also, that in 2015, I think I attended Osama's show on a VIP level. And a friend of mine even gave me a huge car. He said, Easy, don't use your car. Come, I will give you a car. Go and sell markets. You get? I used something that looked like a Bentley for Osama's show. And I paid for a VIP. But even before then, we contacted Osama. In 2015, Lord's Entertainment met Osama and said, see, we are videographers. We are into the industry. And we just want to cover shows. Guess what? You know what follows now. So should I call that professional treatment? But because he wasn't okay with evidence.
Yeah, at the point.
At the point, he wasn't okay with evidence. And then he didn't even respond to the message. Even when David, I said, hey, God, David, why would you enter my shoes? Why come out? I'm talking about Muiwa Davids, King D, you get? Even when he contacted me one-on-one, I'm sure Osama forgot that there was an image like that. I could bet you this. But fast forward to 3 years, 4 years afterwards, even Omodan, we know they see Omodan when we beg them, let's cover your show. So we had to stick to doing weddings. And but there were people who believed in us.
Sure thing.
People like Dutch Mo, people like Job Manja. The gospel industry actually believed more in us. And Storm Taddy, one of the prominent and prolific rappers in the plateau right now, and a few others like that. So you see where I was talking about consistency here.
Yes.
So when you feel all these preferences going on, you will kill yourself the more you keep beaming light on those things. It will frustrate you. It will degenerate your pride, your tenacity, and your craving to want to push forward.
Yeah.
But for every time you see those things, it should be an opportunity for you to say, I need to prove myself some more. Just tell yourself that, prove myself some more, and walk through to it. Nobody will bring you to come and spoil your show. I better forget that thing, no preference. So Lord's Entertainment kept pushing through. At the point, I can tell you that Lord's Entertainment has suffered a lot of bash through the time. But they kept going. Now, the question to ask is, where are those other videographers that seem to be on the spotlight then?
A choke for them.
Do you get?
They know they see
There's
them.
time for everybody. Everybody gets time.
And we're actually here to stay. Like, this is our time, and we're going to be
Yeah,
here.
you know, some people, when the time comes, it's either they dethrone you or you willingly hand in the mantle and stand as an oracle. You never leave the business.
Actually,
That's what Lord's Entertainment is doing. They become an oracle in this.
eventually.
So, if at all Lord's Entertainment stop covering shows in the plateau,
That's because we've got.
that's because, yes, it won't be me here. It won't be you holding the mic. It won't be
Maybe my
King D
children
behind. It won't
or
be.
my
It won't be Amechi behind the
grandchildren.
camera. Do you get? It has to be some persons we've trained under the
Yeah.
same label. Do this job. We're going ahead. Do you get? So that's the point. That's what tenacity, that's what consistency does.
Consistency
So for all of our artists, be it musical artists, be it comedian, actors,
yeah.
whatever, just keep doing what you're doing. There's no two ways of getting it right. There's just one way of getting it right. And the one way of getting it right is keep doing it.
Be consistent.
Be consistent.
Yeah, sure.
And for that part where he said, I know that job, make I don't finish my show.
In peace.
In peace. You know that these things will happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we become too emotional. We allow emotions be cloud logic for us. When it happens like that, you should tell yourself it does happen. It happens even in churches.
Actually.
Politics happen. Pastor favors one usher more than he does another. Among the the league of pastors under him, he favors one pastor more than the other. I am in a church where, oh my God, I got tired of the guy's message. I swore to God, I said, next Sunday, if I come, this guy preach again, I'll go carry my Bible, come out. You get? He wasn't teaching on a series or a sequence, but he kept getting the altar, the pulpit, every Sunday. And we got bored. So what would you call that? It happens everywhere.
It does.
So all you have to do is put the pedal to the metal and just keep moving.
Talking about putting emotions or taking away emotions from it, MC Boozy said, we're probably going to see that clip, I think. Would watch that part of the clip. But he said that at a point, he did not like Osama because Osama picked on him at a show.
Okay.
But then he got into the industry and then he realized that it is showbiz, I guess. So I think at a point he put in emotion into the whole comedy thingy, and then he got to the point where he did not like somebody, and that probably influenced his thoughts about preferential treatment and then the marginalization. Because he actually did acknowledge the fact that he did not like Osama for a while.
For a while.
Because
So
he picked on him.
the narrative changed now.
Yes, because obviously he has gotten into the business and he has seen
So
that
there's no point talking about this. The guy grew.
he did. So that's
The boss grew. He
taking
grew over
emotion
time,
away.
and then he understood that.
Yeah.
Okay,
we need to separate
that's all
emotions from
normal.
the business.
Yeah, very, very, very strict. You see how it was with comedy kings right now. People like Bovi, people like what's this guy? What's this guy? He does flatmates. What's his name? No, married to Sandra. What's that guy? Okay, Bakassi.
Oh yeah.
You remember the time during their time on stage where okay will come out and throw insult at Shegu Arinze. Do you get? So we don't get. You see where I talk about complacency, and at the point where we come and begin to feel like we don't already reach. I think if I was, sorry, Buzz, no disrespect, but if I was Buzz, at that point where Osama throws that, and publicly you said in the show, isn't it? If Osama throws a shade at him at that point, I will count it on honor.
Okay.
I will count it on honor. Sorry, I'm not trying to bring this diabolic thinking into it. But you remember the first law in 48 Laws of Power. It's a universal principle everybody should pick from. Comedians, whoever you are, as long as you're working for somebody, or as long as you have a league of people ahead of you you respect. Never, ever outshines the master. And this happens in different levels. It doesn't necessarily mean that you want to overrun things. Small attitudes, small behaviors like that, showing anger when somebody who's ahead of. But we all know the truth. In the plateau here, in Jos right now, everybody look up to Osama.
Osama, definitely.
And I would doff my hat for that guy any day, anytime. For the fact that he has every chance, every room to leave the plateau, which is what most artists' dream is. To leave this place, start from here, but then leave this place, go to a bigger market. But he's making a statement. And his statement is evidential already. Okay. So everybody, for the fact that we look up to him, when people like that do stuff and he hurts you, you go just dust them, tell yourself, see, now Oracle do we move. Yeah, you get. So I will count it a privilege if Osama throw shades at me in a public place. What does that mean? He recognized me. Either for the good or for the bad, he shall recognize me. I am a force. Yeah, I am a force. There are other artists there he might not call, but he called you, singled you out, said something. If we know how to use the negative for ourselves, we might just turn it to positive, and it's a good motivator for us.
Okay, so you've spoken about how there definitely is an entertainment industry on the plateau,
Right.
but there is no synergy among the comedians.
Yeah. Look at it this way. How does a light outshine a light?
It doesn't, does it?
It don't really. Because if you pull a light back from its focus, it gradually dims, and then you realize that the light wasn't on its own. There's just another light. Now we have two beams of light right now on us, focused on us. It's the reason why our shadow is not littered everywhere.
Yeah.
So both complement each other. Where we're having the thoughts and the idea that the entertainment industry does not exist is from perceived division. Perceived division. So I think one of the biggest questions to ask now to the statement is, how do they perceive the division? First of all, look at where somebody places shows, dates his show, or schedules his show for a period of time or for a certain time, and then another person comes and drops his own show, knowing fully well
that his colleague has a show the same day.
Same day. It creates that perception.
But is it a perception though?
Eh?
Is it a perception though? Is it not just obvious that, okay, I'm trying to bring this other person's show down?
Right now, I want to throw something to Osama.
Okay.
I want to throw something to Osama. If Osama will not put this house in order, he should take Lagos or take Abuja and go.
Okay,
It's
so
simple.
you're putting the burden on him.
Yes. He signed up for it without knowing. Do you understand? For example, as a structural engineer, you know that for every moment you enter into a site, you do not have a moment's rest.
Yeah.
Do you get? You will supervise, you will oversee every task from the smallest to the largest. And then you will shoulder the blame whether or not a supervising engineer does the right thing or not. You will shoulder the blame. Same falls on him. The moment Osama decided that I'm going to operate from Jaws, he becomes an icon. He becomes an oracle. He becomes an object to see. He holds the torch. To a point, I can tell you that in 100 decisions to make, Osama have a power to influence 80%.
That's large.
That's large. He has the power to influence 80%. And he would influence these decisions directly or indirectly. Osama is to Plateau State music industry what Tinubu is to Lagos State politics. Do you understand what that means?
I do.
Good. So I will throw it to Osama
To
fix this.
Okay.
He's going to a point where, like it or not, talents are coming up.
Sure. Yeah.
Yongi said it. Somebody will come in a couple of years that will throw everybody off the seats. But there's one thing that would remain: the platform on which these people do this.
Yeah.
So who builds that platform? These guys have, Osama have the opportunity to head that platform right now. He can do this. He can develop this industry for music artists, for comedians and actors.
Actors and presenters.
Yes, he can create one body. So if you want to make a show, you get licensed. It's just like when you want to open business. Now you go corporate affairs, you carry your company name, go. They go through the database. If it does exist, forget it, you're not getting that name. If you want to do a show, go to the head office, go to the head body, report. I write a formal letter, man, simple. I want to do a show. The head body might not, you'll be shocked what you even get because it's official this time around. They know it. And they go through. Is the calendar free for that time? If it is free, you get it.
And it would actually help because
It
other
will.
comedians
You
would
get-
be able
yeah.
to come for the show, yeah.
Is it just other comedians?
And other people as well.
Is it just
yeah.
now? Imagine the stakeholders that will be involved with the industry. Now you're asking, shouting sponsor. Nobody they sponsor you. Nobody is willing to bring up money to invest in your work or anything.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because there is no authoritative body that can be held responsible.
For that, yeah.
If there is an authoritative body, any investor can invest in any artist of his choice, knowing that I have an authoritative body to hold responsible if this guy doesn't work. Secondly, look at it this way. Because you have influx of sponsor on the authoritative body. Oh God, I wish I can break this for them all. Now, these sponsors are not just going to be the regular us. We are the people who are performing.
Yeah.
Now, imagine that one of the commissioners wants to perform a show. He don't need to know any artist directly. All he has to do is go to the authority.
Yeah.
Hey, President, Plateau State Entertainment Body, whoever it is, please, want to make, I have a program, I have an event, my daughter is getting married, I have a birthday. Can you sign me up? A comedian, an artist, can you send somebody for me? What's the bill? What's the charges?
Makes it easier.
It makes it easy. See, the body they get the job. They call you, hey, you go do, you get 60% of it, take your money and go. Mm-hmm. See, we settle down, they're very greedy, yeah? And we don't know that to be a master, you have to first serve.
Serve, yeah.
So we ignore the service part. And then because you think you've set up an industry, you want to boss over it. It's a lie. It won't work like that. There's a cadre. There is a level to how things work. And you cannot break the phenomenon. Do you understand? The only thing you can do is give the structure and let the structure flow. And usually from there, when you serve, that's where we get breakthroughs from. So if Osama could do this, Osama, I am holding you on the hook on this one.
He really is.
I'm holding you on the hook. And to our artists too, let me tell you the truth. Kai.
The cocky smell. Okay.
Do you know that in most of our beer parlors in the plateau, let me look straight into the camera so they will look at my eye. Do you know that in most of the beer parlors, the relaxation joint in the plateau right now is the most boring place to be? The only thing they get to offer you is the fact that you get satisfaction from 1 or 2 bottles of drink you get, and they play a music loud enough to bust your eardrums. That's about the only thing you get. And the fact that you get to admire 1 or 2 ladies who will walk by and dress somehow you can't even talk to.
I was thinking that wasn't going to come up.
Yeah, it did. Sorry.
It's fine.
That's about the only thing. It's like graduating your boredom from your house to public. Now, private boredom to public boredom. Do you get?
Don't make sense. You don't make no sense.
So see what I'm talking about. We have those joints. Look at me, hear me well. I'm giving this idea for free, and it's $1 million idea. Get to these joints, get to these bars. Tell them that on Saturdays you could make show in their bar. Design or create your own platform. Shade it over. You can invite dancers. A dance. Those people drinking beer right there get entertained watching people dance, male or female. If they don't get up to spray you, or spray, if they don't get up to spray you, after you finish performing, walk in the crowd, go and tell them, oh God, I don't perform now. Give your boy small thing, and see if they don't shade you up with money. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I was in Abuja, throughout my period in Abuja, I never spent a weekend in my crib. Friday, I was going around bars, Saturday, Sunday, these 3 days, every night.
You're a baller.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I want to feed these guys with this idea. So you see, on Fridays, those street artists are invited to different bars, depending, they just market themselves. They come, they choreograph a song. Some of them mime. Some of them do what David King and what is the Parliament. You see the Parliament? They come on stage and they act the Parliament.
Oh, nice.
You get, it's a beer parlor. But they're just hiding spies. See, we get problem for this country. Forget the person who say they drink. He get problem. The massive ones. So we have to be creative. And, I don't laugh one day. I don't get money, pay boat to go back house. I won't lie to you. I paid all my money from that bar. Because I swore, I said today, everybody who performed there, I'm dropping something for that person. So,
Nice.
thank you. So, let's reciprocate the same thing. Let's do the same thing here in the plateau. All these artists, look for a bar. Go there. Tell the manager of that bar, what if I add a spice to you? You're not paying nada. As a matter of fact, I am marketing your bar. So when people hear that there is a free show, so who say you have to go and do a show and put gate fee before you make money? Force the money out, man. I swear. Force it out. So go do a show on the bar and invite people. People naturally come to drink. People come to watch football. So they're watching football, they're drinking, and they're watching a show. You see? And that's value, a lot of value for the money they're spending. So who say they can't willingly want to spend extra naira on you? So do a show, sing songs, dance. There was
Entertain people.
entertain people. Somebody even comes to do Fela. I wish I can rip my phone out and show you. He mimics Fela to the point he takes off everything and leaves his pants alone. And he mimics Fela. He mimes Fela from top to bottom. You get a nice idea. The parliament kind of show, arguments on the show, political stuff in the show. So we could do that and we'll get money so you don't have to wait for all of the sponsors to come.
I was going to ask you what you thought could be done, but you've already said it. So let's just round up.
Are you tired already?
I'm not, but let's just leave.
This camera.
Let's
There's
just
battery in
leave
the camera now. The camera will keep running. Shebi, there's battery.
Alright, so it's been amazing talking to
Okay.
Ezekiel Aiso. It's been awesome. We've dissected a lot. We've talked about a lot. And I cannot wait to have you back here again.
I am here. I'm not going nowhere.
Thank you so much. So yeah, it's been previously on Head On, and we dissected MC Yongi, Yas King, and MC Buzzy, and I hope you guys got a thing or two from this. I hope you've taken all the advice he gave, and we'll see you next time on Previously on.
Yeah, before that next time, Osama, don't forget, I could hunt you on this one. I swear to God, you know me very well. You go don't forget because you did meet plenty people. Me and you don't meet plenty times. We've had discussions once or twice like that. To the point I have to bring my younger sister from Lagos. Do you understand? She fans Osama. She adores the guy.
So nice.
I have to bring her from Lagos just to arrange lunch 2015 with Osama with him. And it was a great time. He treated her nice. Thank you for that. I still owe you a big one for that.
Alright, so it's been your flavoury spicy atarodo on Previously on Head On, and a special thanks to Two Things Restaurant and Bar here at Rayfield. Thank you for giving us this location. We really appreciate it. See you next time on
Two
Previously
Things.
on Head On.
Two kings, two things.